So there was a local woman who hosts a Qigong workshop, and there was a free Qigong class. So this got me looking into what Qigong was. I have been interested in trying Aikido for some time now, and I have tried some martial arts, women's self-defense in the past, and I am very intrigued by martial arts in general. So I thought, well, I might as well give Qigong a try. So I did do one 30-minute tutorial. I felt amazing afterwards. So I did it a couple more times, and I thought, you know what? Let's do this for 30 days and bring you guys along on this journey and see how we're feeling afterward. I'd like to use it for balancing my inner energies, my Qi, and which is the vital life force energy. So I really just want to get that energy moving freely through my mind, body, and spirit. And I'm looking forward to seeing how Qigong affects my energy flow within my bodies. My goal is to do 30 days, 4 to 5 times per week, for 15 to 30 minute sessions. Some days I might go a little bit longer, but I will do 15 minutes minimum. All right, let's jump into it and let's start our Qigong journey. So that was my second time. Yeah, I can feel the energy within my hands, and I felt like I was healing myself and I was expelling the energy, and it felt really relieving and grounding. I've been able to feel a lot of energies with my hands for a long time. I actually felt heat 2 days ago over these I Ching coins. Going over them, I could feel heat. I also exchanged energy with my succulent plant, and I gave a chi ball to my dog. I'm just gonna keep doing this and see where it goes, but this time when I was doing the healing of myself, I could really feel the healing energies through me, like especially when I was up in my mind, it just felt like a really light, subtle vibration. I am going to try a new flow next time, and excited for the next one. Okay. I think it's gonna be really beneficial for me to do Qigong in the morning, just to kind of activate my breath and my body, my muscles, just to kind of loosen everything up. When I did Qigong the first time, the very first tutorial I did, it was focused a lot on releasing energies, especially for healers, because you're working with a lot of other people's energies. Nick Lawfrey, awesome videos. This medical Qigong for healers, that was the first one I did, and it felt incredible. I really liked the use of sound. So for example, we did some like this. So a combination of those is expelling the energy that's trapped in your lungs and your stomach and your throat. Today, this Qigong practice was pretty easy, so I probably won't do this one again.
Hi, my name is Ralica, and I'm a certified White Tiger Qigong instructor, and we're here at my studio, Shen Qigong in Zagreb. So I've been practicing Qigong already for 3.5 years. Qigong crossed my path when I had some health issues, and I was in search of a practice which can improve my well-being and daily lifestyle. Medical Taoist, medical Qigong has been especially created for health and longevity. So it's a practice which is dedicated to well-being improvement and health improvement. My practice especially is dedicated to women's health, and I would like to help women go through their daily lives without any stress and build strong body and mind. In order to feel the benefits, the health benefits of medical Taoist, medical Qigong, you should actually practice every day. So I can teach you once a week, 1 hour, but then I count on you that you practice and exercise at home between 30 and 45 minutes every day. Some of the benefits is actually, of course, that it calms the mind and the nervous system because it works deeply on the fascia and it goes deep in the bones and in the muscles. But as well, it builds a very strong body without pain. So we're working a lot actually on the core strength, on the spine health, and all of this is combined with emotional balance. We achieve this through physical exercises, breathing techniques, and meditation and visualization. So as this is not only with Qigong, this is with anything else that we start doing. Usually the brain and the body start experiencing the first benefits 3 months after regular practice. When you come to the studio, you're going to practice with me for 1 hour, but when you have time at home, something between 30 and rather 45 minutes could be really beneficial. There are many different modalities of Qigong and there are many different schools. White Tiger Qigong is a Taoist medical Qigong school, and they have the Trinity system, which consists of 8 trigram Qigong, 5 element Qigong and 5 animals Qigong, all of them dynamic forms of Qigong. This Qigong has changed my life and has opened a completely different world to my body, and that's why I would like to help other women to experience this as well.
Okay, we just finished the Qigong class and it was really cool because we were the only ones there. So we got footage of the class. Otherwise, depending on the people there, we might not have been able to film. So everything worked out in our favor. The movements are so beautiful, so graceful. This is really simple, but just to like tap out the energy, you're tapping your body, you're sending vibration and energy through your body, which also releases stagnant energy. That feels so good to me, just to tap my whole body, especially down the sides. I know this week is going to be really difficult for me because I'm moving and I have a lot of projects due, and I'm excited to continue practicing so I can see the benefits actually manifest. So I am going to try to do one of the movements that we did at the class today. I checked the footage. We were going to be focusing on the feet, but I want to show you the hands for a part of it since we couldn't see that in the other footage. So I'm going to set this up in my living room. I'm packing, so don't mind the living room. Wasn't that cool? What she was telling me is that eventually you would work up to holding a cup of rice in your hand. And so your focal point is on your hand, and you're gonna be moving this cup of rice around your body without spilling it. So that sounds really fun. Actually, I kind of want to try it right now. I really want to try it. All right, let's do it. Feels so graceful, it feels so good to do. I'm excited to continue learning the next moves, as this one has 8 different movements. Don't mind my cat scratching in the background, but this one has 8 different movements that we're going to be learning, and we just learned the first movement. Hey guys, so it's been a few days since I last recorded. I moved over this last weekend in the beginning of this week, and I'm just now getting settled in. And I can see my tree lit up in the background. I'm so psyched about this new apartment. It is so perfect for filming, and we're gonna have some fun. Now we're gonna get back on this Qigong challenge. It's been like a 3 or 4 day break. We are going to continue for 2 more weeks, about a little bit longer than 2 more weeks. So we're about halfway done. I think we're gonna start by practicing the first movements I was learning of the White Tiger. I feel like I probably should mention too, you guys are probably seeing me with my hat on like 90% of the time. Once it goes on in the winter, it doesn't come off. Okay, anyways. I love my beanies. Okay, let's go. the lower back. It's a combination, but we're doing it. Okay, this Qigong practice, I was able to get into the flow and connect with the mind-body connection a lot deeper than all of my other ones. I feel like I unlocked and I kind of clicked into some of the postures, like the tailbone. I just kind of like sunk into it. I felt like, okay, that's the right place. I was standing at one point. I felt like I could stand there forever. I didn't feel like I was using my body at that point. I was so comfortable. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one, and hopefully I'm not still wearing my hat. So we missed a couple days here because I have been sick. I think with COVID, this would be my first time actually experiencing it. I'm still sick, but I'm almost done with it. So yeah, I was bedridden for a few days. Let's do a quick evening practice to get back into this, to get back into the flow. Okay, I'm not gonna talk so much anymore because it's really hard for me not to cough, and it's still pretty inflamed. Would have been kind of difficult to do the last few days because it was really hard to breathe with all the inflammation. This has been a crazy month out of all months to do this 30-day challenge because I moved, and then as soon as I moved into my new apartment, I got sick. But I'm still pushing through this challenge. We have about 10 days left, so we're almost there. Good morning! We are doing the morning dragon Qigong. I was up at 6:45 a.m. this morning. I liked the dragon movements. I really like the wave movements in general, so that felt really good on my spine and opening up my back. When you think about all the little movements, it can be kind of difficult to coordinate it sometimes. And I like to think of myself as a pretty coordinated person and like very, very bodily aware, or like very aware of my body and my movements. But when you're thinking about like every little movement in a sequence, sometimes it can get like, you can throw yourself off track. It's easier for me not to think about it, but once I start thinking about it, then it's like, I throw myself off. But that's the same with like musical instruments, for example. If I start thinking about the actual notes, then it throws me off. But when I'm in a flow state, then it just comes naturally. I'm also trying to learn these different movements, so I have to be, I have to think about it. Oh wow, it's really bright over there. I woke up feeling pretty sick today. My throat is sore. I'm pretty exhausted. So I was trying to search, ooh, there's a lot of pressure in my head. I was trying to search for some kind of Qigong for feeling sick or like vitalizing energy, but I came across one that's for winter. It has been getting pretty cold outside, so I'd like to see what movements are incorporated. Let's jump into this one and see how much we can get recorded before my camera dies. hat hair because it has been raining and cold and cloudy and just gloomy, and my dishwasher's running. So I'm wearing my hat, and I hope that's not gonna be an issue. I know I shouldn't be wearing a hat. The lighting doesn't look very good. We're gonna do a Qigong for the respiratory system, for your lungs, for breathing, because my lungs still feel kind of short of breath. I'm gonna see what kind of movements there are and how it feels in my lungs with a Qigong respiratory exercise. Without further ado, let's jump into today's Qigong. My body needs to move. I'm getting a little bit of body aches. I think I sprained my ankle the other day. I just wanna do some Qigong, so let's do this. Okay, I wasn't expecting a lot to happen within one session, but actually the inflammation in my lungs feels like it went down, and not to be gross, but mucus was kind of clearing up from my lungs as I was going as well. So that's kind of what I was going after. If you saw me a second ago, I just yawned. Qigong makes me so relaxed. Anyways, I would say another successful session, and I will see you guys in the next one. Like my little makeshift microphone stand. So I haven't been able to do Qigong the past few days. I had what I believe to be my first case of COVID, basically right when I moved into my new apartment. And I've been trying to get over the symptoms. The main symptoms I was done within a week, but now I'm experiencing this pain that goes from my shoulder all the way down my arm, and it's spreading into my forearm, my wrist, and it's kind of starting to go on my left arm. Feels like my muscle is being eaten away, and my muscles are weak, and it was like hard to lift my arms. It feels like it's starting to get better. This pain is basically gone, but my arm pain is still kind of spreading. So I haven't been doing Qigong the past few days because I'm trying not to lift my arms. I'm trying not to use my muscles as much as I can. I really wanted to finish this 30-day challenge off strong, but so many things got in the way. I am pretty impressed with myself for keeping with this challenge as much as I have through this wild past month. I do plan to continue doing Qigong, not just because of what I'm experiencing, because of the many benefits that I have already experienced and inclusive of the ones that I would like to experience upon consistent practice. So obviously, depending on the modality of Qigong and the goals that you have with Qigong, you can experience your benefits immediately or 3 months later. It really depends on what your goals are and the type of Qigong that you're doing. For example, like the spiritual, more energetic Qigong, you can experience benefits during your practice. But if you're doing something for like aligning or like your spinal health, which is the session that I went to in the studio, you're gonna see these results later down the line with consistent practice. Overall, I had a really good experience with Qigong. I was doing it for several reasons, energetically, spiritually, and physically. I really wanted to cleanse and release energies that I picked up along the way, or any of my energy that might be stagnant within my body, whether it's in my lungs or my stomach or in any of my limbs. That I felt immediately, and that's why I really like doing Qigong at night. I found that although I do like doing it in the morning because it does give me, it activates my body, my mind, gets me ready for the day. I really did like doing that, but for myself, I will probably continue to do it more often at night because I found it was an amazing way to set myself up for bed. I would find myself yawning by the end of it and just wanting to go to bed. I feel like that could be a really positive tool for me to use to not use my computer after Qigong. So once I have that, I can like have this mental break of like, okay, work is done. doing Qigong, going to bed. Now I'm all relaxed, especially like with all the energies that we accumulate throughout the day. Doing that at night is really beneficial to just release those energies and prepare yourself to go to sleep. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know that sleep is always an issue for me. I love sleeping, but going to sleep is a problem for me. And I did recently do the circadian rhythm challenge, but I still need to figure out how to build boundaries with my computer. I also did that while I was moving, so 2 videos simultaneously. It was a challenge in and of itself, but we're here, we did it, we completed them. I have to pat myself on the back. Qigong requires a lot of discipline. It only takes 30 to 60 minutes in a day, but sometimes it can be really hard with the society that we live in. We're so busy and it's hard to just step away for a moment, put everything on pause, stop trying to be productive all the time and get things done, and to move slowly and focus on your breath and your body. You know, you hear people having issues with like incorporating meditation or breath work into their routine, and it's a similar concept. The discipline for that to slow down and take a pause, take a breather, literally. And I have found that over these 30 days, it was really difficult for me to do it every day. Partially, it's because of how busy I was with moving and then being sick, but I still tried to incorporate it because even though I'm busy, it's really helpful to use Qigong to take a pause. And using Qigong was a really nice way to decompress from that. And even being sick, like I had respiratory issues, and using Qigong was really beneficial in opening those airways and calming my lungs. And then I was drinking tea. I'm always drinking tea. And so like the combination of the Qigong and the tea is like, I felt like it was really helping calm the inflammation of my lungs. There's so many different modalities to Qigong. So whatever your goals are, track those different benefits and how it affects you. Take a notebook or record yourself, watch your posture, pay attention to how your breath coordinates with your movement. And that's something that I'm still working on, is the conscious breath body coordination to align the span of how long you're doing each movement with your breath. It takes practice. It's not so much the coordinating it like I can breathe in and breathe out when I'm doing certain things. It's knowing how long you should be doing each movement within each direction to reach this point within your lungs to then inhale or exhale. So that's something I'm still practicing. Qigong can also help you be more conscious about your movement. For me, I've always been too aware of my body. How I move has always been something I'm very aware of. Knowing how long to do each movement with your breath is one aspect that I need to continue working on. One thing I am really excited about with Qigong is I love to dance, and dance has been one of my strongest sources of flow from like an early teenage years. That's when it really started to come out. I've always had this flow that is very similar to Qigong movements. But as I learn these movements with Qigong, I'm incorporating it into my dance. And I'm really excited to learn more of these movements on a deeper fundamental level where I can then subconsciously incorporate it into my dance. Looking at how my schedule was, even though I was extraordinarily busy, I think my schedule will be best fixed at 3 to 4 times a week. I mean, that's the best I feel like I can do to be consistent. I really want to learn more of the philosophy and the fundamentals of Qigong. Do I need to have specific movements in order, or do they come in groups? Like I know some of them do, like this white tiger one has 8 different movements that you have to learn. I don't know, like I want to know the fundamentals of that. How are these structured? So that's something that I want to learn next. And once I can learn more of these movements and understand the philosophy of it without using tutorials, eventually I would like to try something like Aikido or even maybe Tai Chi. As for the studio that I went to during this video, I haven't been able to go back yet because I was in the process of moving and then I got sick. And being that I moved, I'm actually much farther away. I did really enjoy it, and I liked having someone there in person to instruct me and guide me, and also to watch my postures to see what was I doing right, what was I not doing right. But in the time being, I'm just going to continue to practice in my home now that I have this nice open space. That won't be an issue like it was in my last apartment. But thank you guys so much for coming along with me on this wild month, and if you've gotten it to this far in the video, thank you for sticking it out with me, who also stuck it out. This was a challenging video to complete, not because of the Qigong Qigong itself, but just because of everything that's been going on. So I would really appreciate your support on this video, whether you like or comment or even share it with your friends. It helps me out a lot and it makes it more worth it for sticking it out for this video. And I'm really curious, have you guys done Qigong yet? And if so, what kind of modalities are you currently practicing? And if you're not doing Qigong, what piqued your interest to click this video or to start researching Qigong? Let me know in the comments below, and until then, we will see you in the next one.